Financial stability isn't just about having money in the bank. It's about the habits and decisions you make every day that keep financial trouble at bay. Certain signs show you're on a path to never being broke again. These aren't about getting rich fast or having piles of cash. They're simple, everyday behaviors that build a solid foundation for managing money well. Here are the key signs that indicate you're likely to stay financially secure for the long haul. You live below your means. This means spending less than what you earn, no matter your income. Instead of buying things to match others' lifestyles, you focus on what's necessary and save the rest. For example, you might choose a smaller apartment to afford or cook meals at home instead of eating out often. This habit creates a cushion for unexpected costs like medical bills or home repairs, so you're not caught off guard. Over time, living below your means builds savings and keeps stress low by ensuring finances aren't stretched thin. It's a practical way to maintain control and avoid living paycheck to paycheck. You save regularly, even if it's a small amount. Saving is treated like a bill, making it a priority. Whether it's $20 a week or $200 a month, you set aside something consistently. You might have an emergency savings account or one for goals like buying a home or starting a side business. The key is not waiting for extra money, but making saving part of your routine. This ensures a safety net is always there, preventing financial hardship when unexpected expenses arise. Consistent saving, no matter the amount, builds a habit that protects against being broke. You avoid debt traps. Borrowing money, especially for things that lose value like clothes or electronics, is approached with caution. If you use a credit card, you pay it off monthly to avoid interest charges. Loans are only taken for essentials like a home, and only if payments fit your budget. By steering clear of high-interest debt, you keep money working for your goals instead of paying lenders. This control over debt is a major factor in staying financially stable, as it prevents the cycle of borrowing and struggling to repay. You plan your spending carefully. Money isn't spent impulsively, you think ahead. You might use a budget to track expenses or simply ensure bills, savings, and essentials are covered before spending on extras. For instance, planning weekly groceries helps avoid impulse purchases at the store. This doesn't mean you never enjoy treats, but priorities come first. Planning prevents overspending and fosters a sense of control over finances, making it easier to stick to goals without feeling deprived. You learn about money. Taking time to understand personal finance, whether through books, videos, or conversations with knowledgeable people, builds confidence. You don't need to be an expert, but knowing basics like why a high-interest savings account is better than keeping cash at home helps make smart choices. For example, learning about compound interest might motivate you to save more. This knowledge ensures money grows rather than being lost to poor decisions, strengthening your financial foundation over time. You have multiple income sources. Relying on one paycheck is risky, so you add a side job, like freelancing or selling items online, or invest in things like stocks or rental properties. These streams don't need to be large, but they provide a backup. If your main job ends, other income sources keep money coming in. This reduces the risk of being broke by diversifying how you earn, offering security even in tough times. Building these streams takes effort, but pays off in stability. You're disciplined with money. Sticking to a financial plan, even when tempted to overspend, shows strength. For example, when you get a raise, you save or invest part of it instead of spending it all. Unnecessary expenses like unused subscriptions are cut. Discipline doesn't mean living without fun. It means focusing on what matters most. By staying consistent, you build habits that keep finances strong, ensuring you're not derailed by fleeting temptations or impulsive purchases. You think long-term. Instead of focusing only on today's needs, you plan for the future, saving for retirement, even if it's years away, or setting aside money for your kids' education shows foresight. You weigh how today's choices affect tomorrow. You might choose a cheaper phone to save more for a house down payment. This mindset helps you avoid short-term thinking that leads to financial trouble, like spending everything you earn. You handle setbacks without panic. Life isn't perfect. Unexpected expenses like a broken appliance or a job loss happen to everyone. But you don't fall apart when they do. You have savings to cover emergencies, and you know how to adjust your budget if needed. For instance, if you lose income, you might cut back on eating out or cancel a streaming service temporarily. This ability to adapt keeps you from spiraling into debt or financial ruin when things go wrong. You surround yourself with responsible people. The people you spend time with influence your habits. You choose friends or mentors who are careful with money, not those who push you to overspend. For example, if your friends always want to go to expensive restaurants, you suggest cheaper alternatives or host a potluck instead. Being around people who value financial stability encourages you to stick to your goals and avoid reckless spending. You invest in yourself. You spend time and money improving your skills or health because you know they pay off. Maybe you take a course to get better at your job or exercise regularly to avoid medical costs. These investments make you more valuable at work, which can lead to raises or better opportunities. They also keep you healthy, so you're not spending money on preventable illnesses. By improving yourself, you increase your earning potential and reduce future expenses. You're patient with your goals. You don't expect to get rich overnight or have everything right away. You understand that building financial security takes time. For example, you might save for years to buy a home instead of taking on a loan you can't afford. This patience keeps you from making risky moves like investing in get-rich-quick schemes that often lead to losses. By staying steady, you build wealth that lasts. You track your progress. You regularly check your financial situation, like looking at your savings or reviewing your budget. This helps you see what's working and what needs to change. For instance, if you notice you're spending too much on takeout, you can adjust your habits. Tracking doesn't have to be complicated. It could be as simple as checking your bank account weekly. This awareness keeps you on track and prevents small problems from becoming big ones. You're not afraid to ask for help. If you don't understand something, like taxes or investing, you seek advice from someone knowledgeable, like a financial advisor or a trusted friend. You don't let pride stop you from learning. For example, if you're unsure about a loan, you research or ask questions before signing. This willingness to learn and ask for guidance helps you avoid costly mistakes and builds your confidence in handling money. You give back wisely. You might donate to causes or help others, but you do it in a way that doesn't hurt your finances. For example, you give a small, regular amount to a charity instead of a large sum that strains your budget. This balance shows you're generous but also responsible, ensuring you don't sacrifice your own stability. Giving back also builds a sense of purpose, which motivates you to keep managing your money well. These signs aren't about having a lot of money or living a fancy life. They're about practical habits that anyone can build. You don't need to be perfect, just consistent. Start small, like saving $10 a week or reading one finance article. Over time, these habits add up. You'll notice you worry less about money because you have savings, a plan, and the knowledge to handle whatever comes. People who follow these habits rarely go broke because they've built a system that works. They're prepared, disciplined, and focused on the long term. If you're doing these things, you're on the path to financial security that lasts a lifetime. Building these habits is a journey, not a race. You can start today by picking one or two of these signs to focus on, like setting up a small weekly savings goal or reading about budgeting. Each step forward strengthens your financial foundation, making it easier to handle life's ups and downs. Over time, you'll see these habits become second nature, giving you confidence and peace of mind. Financial security isn't about luck. It's about the choices you make consistently. Keep at it, and you'll build a future where being broke is a thing of the past.